Everybody. We are back to LK Research Academy to discuss a very important topic on the Naira redesign and how it impacted on the Nigerian economy. Uh, Please don't forget to like the page, subscribe, comment. This is an educative platform, so I'm expecting comments as well because eventually I expect to add value to you mentally, intellectually, and otherwise. So, the Naira redesign policy actually started September 2022 and it became very heated up just towards the election. There was scarcity of Naira, there was scarcity of old and new Naira, and it was very difficult for people to make their basic livelihood. Um, but the advent of the new government, well, I won't say killed the policy, maybe um, looked at the policy differently and they didn't continue with it for now. Who knows? With the way policies are rolling out, it could eventually come up later. We don't know. But anyway, let's discuss about it. And since this is a research platform, we won't just discuss about it like politicians. We have to get the economic implications and reasons behind it. First of all, this Naira redesign policy was targeted at changing the 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1000 naira notes. Initially, the old versions of these notes were supposed to no longer be available as legal tender or rather, they were not supposed to be accepted as legal tender from the 31st of December 2022. And due to the response of people making deposits and bringing out the old naira notes and putting it into the banking system, the deadline was further moved to the 31st of January 2023. And then the final date was the 10th of February 2023, just before the elections in Nigeria. The CBN governor at the time, the former governor Godwin Emefiele, mentioned that the reason why he was extending the time frame was because of the response he was getting and the kind of money that people were depositing back into the banking system was encouraging enough for him to give more time for more deposits to be made. The logic behind this policy was because I think the CBN carried out an audit, or when they were checking their records, they found out that in 2022 September of last year, out of the 3.2 trillion naira that was expected to be within the Nigerian economy, for economists, you know what they call circular flow of income. This money that was supposed to be within that flow was supposed to be 3.2 trillion naira. But unfortunately, they found out that it was just about 500 billion naira that was in circulation, meaning 2.73 trillion naira was not in circulation, it was missing, or it was in people's houses, their soccer pits, hiding in someone's closet somewhere. So the banking system could not account for that money, and it became troubling to the central bank governor, because how do you carry out macroeconomic policies that will allow stability in the economy? How do you increase money supply? How do you manipulate the interest rate? How do you make different kind of monetary policies that would allow for either expansion or contraction of the economy when the money that is actually supposed to be in the economy is not available for you to control in the first place? So this became troubling to the CBN governor, and that was why he gave the first deadline of December 31st, 2022, for all old monies to go back into the system. Otherwise, they will become null and void, and he will just print the new ones. The policy implementation process of this redesign policy, first, like it's already said, there was a redesign of the money. So the new monies were pushed into the banking system, and the old monies um, were being recovered from the banking system. The central bank also implemented policies that would also reduce bulk withdrawals and allow for accountability within the monetary system. So apart from you depositing this money back into the system, the CBN governor was also being careful not to allow people just deposit and then withdraw the same money they just deposited. Rather, before you could deposit and before you could withdraw, the conditions to make bulk withdrawals as either a company or a private individual were very much more different from what it was before. And there were penalties attached to withdrawing very huge amount of money in cash. So you are forced, or not necessarily forced, but you are encouraged to use digital platforms, the internet, and the rest to carry out transactions rather than physical cash. So this accountability within the sector will also allow the CBN to know where money is moving to, where money is coming from, and allow the CBN have some control so monetary policy could eventually become effective. Um, the result of this policy enumerated by the CBN governor was that as at the 29th of January, the CBN governor announced January this 2023, he announced that 1.9 trillion naira had been recovered back into the system, leaving a balance of about 800 million naira, still 800 billion, sorry, naira still outside the system, which he acknowledged as okay. So this is from the Punch newspaper. The CBN recovers 1.9 trillion naira in 2 months after the naira redesign, and so that left a balance of about 800 billion naira unaccounted for. But at that point, 70% of the money outside the system has been recovered, and the CBN was happy enough to start engaging monetary policies that would help boost the economy. So we could say that the result or the aim of the policy at 70%, 70% is an A, was a pass mark. And the possible policy implications, if it was allowed to happen, would have been that bulk money would have been made available to the productive sectors of the economy, and banks would have had the required liquidity to drive commerce. So prior to now, those people who are really into commerce and trade know that 2022, 2021, you go into the bank, asking for a loan is almost as if you are, they ask you for everything, almost, they even ask you for your blood type because they don't have the money. The banking system didn't have the money. And uh, what they needed, um, 1 minute. Okay, so the banks didn't have the money, and they needed money to be in the system for them to be able to give you loans. But now, with that redesign policy and money coming back into the system, the banks will have money. They'll be able to give out money to commercial people to go and carry out their businesses effectively. And why I'm particularly impressed with this policy in that direction is because of the accountability part attached to the movement of money after the deposit. So if somebody wants to withdraw, you know who is withdrawing, you know where money is moving to. Everything has to be properly defined. And that would have helped push the productive sectors or the productive side of the economy. If production increases, unemployment reduces, the inflation rate also reduces, people getting employed, competition driving down prices. And then that could have also possibly had a good impact on our exchange rate, um, giving us a better foreign currency strength in the international market. But unfortunately, the policy was not continued or at the at the end of the elections and the policy didn't continue, well, I won't say it's a shame, but I know it is a policy that if it continued and it was properly done, if Emefiele didn't bend the rules and stuck to his guns, I believe we would have gotten a very rewarding dividend from that policy. The only major drawback I saw was the infrastructural deficit in IT that we have as a country. Making transfers were horrible. I lost money. So many people lost money just trying to make transfers. Alerts have not been seen for days and all that. It was just terrible. Money was missing everywhere. But other than that, um, that policy was a policy that would have helped the Nigerian economy. But like I said, never say never. We don't know what the new dispensation is going to do. But even if the redesigning of the Naira is not implemented or is not considered again, I think the other side of the withdrawal limits and the um, instruments that will allow for accountability in our monetary system of the economy should be implemented because it will go a long way in helping the Nigerian economy. So that's my take so far. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you feel. I will get back to you. This is an educative platform, and as we continue to entertain ideas, we get brighter and have more knowledge so we can solve our problems as an economy better. Thank you very much, and do have a nice day. Thank you.